Hey, everybody. Hey, look, I'm backwards again. Hang on. Hang on. Just flip it around real quick. We're good at that now. Well, everybody, happy Sunday. Whew. We made it to February. How did we do that? Yeah, how about that, Kelly? So, this is newly available. This is newly available, friends, except this is a special error edition. This is called Doug Salad Surgery. And in our artwork upload, some stuff down here and some stuff up here, the skull up here just kind of got blacked out, just kind of got ghosted. So we fixed that. If you get one of these from our store, it will be correct. But this is what it looks like in the gray heather, and it's quite fun. How about that? Yeah. So go get yours, friends. They're available. It's good to see all of y'all. And let's see who is with us today. Ricky's here. Kelly's here. Chris is here. There's Observer. There's Mame. Me, you is with us. Steven's here. All my friends are here. There's Jesse. What's up? There, Jesse. Who else is here? Soggy's here. Madman's here. Emioak is here. Wonderful. Hi, Bill. Good to see you. Turbo's with us. Pedagogue is with us. Robert's with us. Ray is here. How about that? All right. Serge is here from France. That's cool. Rock and roll, friends. There's Matt B. Okay. Y'all, I'm really excited. We've got a big week planned uh, for y'all. I say it here, a big week. And I use two bigs for a reason because it's big train week here on the Daily Doug. My favorite band, my favorite humans, besides all of y'all. Uh, and we had an absolutely wonderful conversation with all but one member of the band. They have 7 people in the band from around the world, and I was able to corral all but one. The person that couldn't make it was Nick DiVirgilio. We missed you, Nick, but we'll catch up with you soon. We also had a couple of author friends along for the ride. My co-author Andrew Wild and Andy Stewart both have written many books about prog rock and music and on Big Train, and we had a wonderful hour-long discussion. And I've been editing it and putting it together, and it comes out on Friday, friends. I will be posting that on Friday, and that's the day when album, their new album Woodcut is released to the world, friends. I have been living with this album for a few months now, and boy, it's worth your time. I think that you'll really enjoy it. You really will. I have written extensively on it already for an upcoming book, and I've analyzed the entire darn thing, y'all. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and we're just really thrilled to be able to help our friends launch their new album, which comes out on Friday. So here's what we got. Actually, here's what we did last week. Let me start with that. Last week we had another Metallica Monday. We did some S&M 1 part 2 of 4. Tomorrow we'll continue on with that, and we'll do some more Metallica. We'll get to the second CD from that S&M concert, and now we're getting into some big titles, friends. Nothing Else Matters, Until It Sleeps, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Minus Human, which I don't think I've heard, which was one of the new songs, one of the 2 new songs that they composed for that live for that live thing. And then I'll finish out tomorrow with Wherever I May Roam, and it's going to be a fun time. That's going to be another big time Monday, and it's coming up this week. This week. Um, so last week we took a look at some Supertramp, and it was really fun. Breakfast in America, sides 1 and 2. We did side 1 on Wednesday, side 2 on Friday, and it's a classic album by them for a reason. Some really really great songs on that album. I thought it really fit the ethos of the late 70s from what I've heard really really well, and a bunch of people still have are listening to it and love it, and it was great for me to finally get to that album. So as we get to next week, actually hang on a second, what are y'all talking about? I'm missing some good conversation here. Let's see. What's up, Casperino from Norway? Awesome. What's up, Daniel? The first time I've seen one of your live streams. Rock and roll. Yeah, Dream Theater. Great band. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Let's see. Well, who else is with us? Um, Kelly ordered the CD slash Blu-ray as a gift. Wonderful, wonderful. I have ordered my vinyl of Woodcut, and it'll be arriving soon. I also have Andy Stewart's book on the way as well. And from when I talked with Andy, uh, he was approached by the band to write the liner notes for this particular album, this Woodcut album that Big Big Train is coming out with. And as he got going, he's like, "This project is longer than just liner notes. It needs to be a book, guys." And so they made it into a book. The liner notes are so extensive; it's a small book. Because it's worth it. It's worth it, y'all. So here's what I'm up to this week. Oh, first of all, Steven, what did you say? Before I forget, since I've got a slot in the DoD today, can I add a short extra piece at the start of my main choice since it acts as an intro? Sure, sure. We'll make that happen. We can do that. Easy, easy. If you get picked, we'll do that. Wonderful. Yeah, Metal Mark. That's what we're up to this week. So the new Big Big Train album, Woodcut, is going to be available on Friday. I have access to the entire album. Our extended play lounge for our Patreon this week is going to be a Doug's Choice, and I am going to feature Woodcut from Big Big Train. Normally, I'm hearing these for the first time. This is going to be different because I know pretty much every inch of this album already, y'all. And I told the band this. I've been through it with a fine-tooth comb, and it still brings me joy, friends. It still is a fun album to listen to. If Big Big Train is a little pastoral in their prog for your taste, this new album has some more bite to it. They're really pushing the envelope and going forward a little bit. They still have the evocative 12-string guitars and the synths and the regular guitars and Nick's drums and Greg's bass and the bass pedals and the fiddle and the trumpet and all of that. This wonderful band, and all 7 of them are lead singing at one time or another, but they really are popping in with a little more grit in their sound in throughout, and it's just a wonderful album. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. So what I'm going to do, friends, I'm going to be releasing the extended play lounge not on Tuesday where it normally appears. Normally my Patreon releases come on Tuesday. I need to wait. I need to wait until Friday because I can't release this even to the patrons before it's actually available. So I'll get it ready to go. I'll get it all set, and then I'll release that to the patrons on Patreon on Friday morning. And then on Friday afternoon, we will watch our interview with the band. And I've gone through, I've never taken the time to do this before, but this is an opportunity that where I have time because I have to wait until Friday to release it. I went through and I edited in little excerpts from the album as we talk about it. We talk through the entire album with the band and how each of them contributed and pulled apart, and put in what they needed to. And it's going to be great. So Friday is a big day. If you want to hear the entire album with me, you'll need to be on the Patreon. But on YouTube here, we'll be chatting with the band for a full album and a full hour, I should say, and it's going to be great. Madman, yes, I would say they are evolving. Yes, they are. Paul, BBT is an unknown for me. What would be a good starter? Honestly, this album, if you like narrative concept albums, um, go for it. Go for it. I have The Likes of Us out, which is the previous album before this one. It's really, really good. The Underfall Yard is an older classic album. It's got some great stuff in it as well. Each of their albums has different special things on it. I've also up on the wall got Ingenious Devices, which is kind of a hybrid album. They've got some old stuff and some new stuff, and they've got some with David singing and some with Alberto singing. And my favorite version of Voyager by the band is on Ingenious Devices. Somebody was asking me about my favorite Radiohead album. That would be this big box set that I've got. Okay, Computer. That's yeah. I yeah, I loved listening to uh Amnesiac, and Shucks the other one, but Okay Computer I think is where it's at for me. What an album. What an album, right? Awesome stuff. So, yeah, Fran, I've got I put the albums out for the guys in Big Big Train because they're big prog fans as well. And I know that Greg and Ricard are big fans um, of Tales from Topographic Oceans, and I've got that one from Yes up there, and then I have Thick as a Brick down there, and I've also got Duke. I've got The Lamb. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, the big new edition. Whoop! I'm messing stuff up. Revolver went for a tumble, y'all. So I'm just going to put this back for here. Oh no! Yoda fell down. I fell down. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to reset the room. Reset the room before we do the Doug on Demand. I didn't even mention that we have a Doug on Demand at 2 o'clock today, y'all, in about 45 minutes. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on here. First of all, I need to rescue Beatrix, and Yoda, baby Yoda, fell down. This is Yoda sits on top of the Create bar back there. That's his little perch. Anyway, yeah, Daniel, I need to clean my room for sure, for sure. Yeah, Block A, the diploma, KU, Rock Chalk, KU. That's where I got my doctorate, University of Kansas. I was there from '05 to '08, and loved going to KU. I really, really loved their music department, and it was really cool getting to park pretty near Allen Fieldhouse. The music building is right adjacent to Allen Fieldhouse on that side of campus, and a lot of times I'd walk to school, um, and walk through the field house just because it was really fun. Anywho, um, what else are we doing this week? It is a big week. We've got a Doug on Demand today. We've got the big Metallica Metal Monday. I've got big train stuff happening later in the week on Wednesday, y'all. I I feel that I need to do this. I have been a big fan of Bruce Springsteen for decades. Megan and I have seen him a couple of times in concert. One of the most joyous concert experiences that you'll ever be at. You know, when you're with Bruce, he takes care of you, especially when you're in his home state of New Jersey and you come to a concert. Bruce has released a new song. Yeah, Soggy. The Streets of Minneapolis. Um, I haven't heard it yet. But it's a protest song in the truest historic sense of the word. And we're going to talk about the history of protest, politically charged protest songs, how they musically work a lot of times, because when you're dealing with a song that needs to be sung by the people, you're probably not going to write it in 7/8 time and do changing meters and do really difficult harmonic progressions. It needs to be a simpler musical language so that it becomes available to everyone to join in, to add their voice. It's tricky, you know. Is it trite or is it powerful? Is it um, using cliche, or is it really speaking truth to power? And I think Bruce has one of the more um, deft hands and pens when it comes to writing that stuff. A lot of times it's not the music that really shines, it's what's being said. And I want to take some time on Wednesday to go through this piece, because not only has it gone to the top of the charts here in America, it's gone to the top of the charts in like 19 or 20 other countries. It's the biggest song in the world right now. And I want to dive into it and take a look. So that's what I'm going to do on Wednesday, friends. Yeah. I will be appropriate. Okay. It's a politically charged time. If you're a person who says, you know what, I just can't be around political talk right now, so I might not be here on Wednesday, that's fine. That's really fine. But I've struggled with, do I look at that or do I not? I'm like, yeah, I need to. I really need to. It's important. And as much as we dive into music that's been wonderful and with us for decades, that y'all have loved for decades, and I'm just now, hearing, we also get an opportunity, especially this week, to highlight brand new music. We're going to do it with Bruce, and we're going to do it with our friends from Big Train. And um, that's what I'm up to. It's going to be a big time week. We got some Metallica, we got some Bruce Springsteen, and we've got some Big Train. I also have our classes, our musicianship classes that are ongoing. We're about halfway through our classes. We have wonderful folks that are studying with us. And the next time that we do some music classes online, you are invited to come and spend some time with us. We're talking about chromaticism and extended techniques in one class, and we're talking about some just the basic elements, introduction to musicianship, how it all works, in the other class. And I'm really enjoying that as well. Cool. Thank y'all for your support on that. I appreciate it. Uh, Papa Cal. Yeah, I like the Deftones. I'll go back to more from them. I'm not sure what is going to be next or when, but yeah, we got to them last month. Now it's February, 2 months ago now, and I enjoyed them. Thank you. Tony is asking, do you know Banco del Mutuo Soccorso? No, I don't. No, I don't. Um, yeah. Metal Mark. I know a protest song that, but it uses fuck 17 times. Sometimes you need some colorful metaphors, right? Tony's also asking, do you know Demetrio Stratos? I don't know that group either. No. Roger, you're welcome. He says, thank you for the Supertramp Breakfast in America review. Would still love to hear your review of Roger Hodgson's first solo album, Eye of the Storm. Yeah, yeah, I'd do that. I'd do that. Yeah. Fran, I love you. Yeah, I understand. Absolutely. I understand. Um, we all have to kind of protect our own psyches from day to day and know what we can and what we can't handle and what we want to handle and what we frankly don't want to have to handle on any given day. And I understand for sure. Yeah. Let's see. What's up, Seth? Good to see you. Blockade, yeah, I still have more interest in Mike Oldfield. I'm just not sure when to fit him in, for sure. And I do need to hear more Italian prog. I was talking with Alberto about PFM because before singing for Big Big Train, he sang for PFM. And I really need to get into more of prog from that southern end of the continent, for sure. Absolutely. Will, have you considered to put out any Billy Strings? While the genre is somewhat musically structured, Billy is breaking rules in a wonderful way. We've heard a little bit of Billy, I think. I think it was on a Doug on Demand, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure when. But I have heard his music, and it's great. Yeah, Soggy, Hergest Ridge seems like a good one for us to get to. Excellent. Excellent. Stocking, yeah. I have heard some Sigur Rós. Not much, but I have heard some, and I've got some more of them on my list to get to. Manager, he says, just got here. What will you be listening to later today? Well, thank you for asking. Um, in about 35 minutes, we're going to be starting our Doug on Demand session, which we hold via Zoom. And we do this with our top tier Council of Doug's members and our Doug's Angels members. And we spin the wheel, and with whoever's name it comes up, we listen to whatever song that they have picked for us to listen to. It's an immediate reaction. We normally are online for a couple of hours, and we hear anywhere from 10 to 12 or 13 songs. And it's a wonderful time with the community. Wonderful time with the community. And absolutely um, just look forward to these. So we'll do that in another half hour. After that, I have one more Big Big Train song that I'm finishing up writing about for our manuscript that I am woefully behind on. It's Ariel, and it's a really difficult piece, a real proggy piece. Written by David Longdon. And so I'm going to be trying to figure that one out so we can get that one included in our new book, which we'll be talking about during this interview on Friday. I'll share a little bit of what we think the artwork will look like, and from what I've talked about with my co-author Andrew, we've got 250,000 words, and we've gone through every single track that Big Big Train has ever put out, and we've got chapters from each of the band members on songwriting and on their recollection. We've got brand new artwork that's been commissioned for the project. I'm just so proud of it. I'm really, really uh, happy. Yeah, Ray, I thought I was finished too, but they came back and said, can you do one more? I'm like, okay, when do you need it by? So, uh, yeah. Relative time works. When are you going to organize them? We've spent the last 2 years trying to organize all of it. We've been writing for practically a year and a half to 2 years, and just fitting it in as we can as we go. And yeah, wonderful. Metal Mark, this woodcut is going to be their 16th album. They started in 1990, and they really weren't a band that was interested in touring for a long time. They were just a studio band. They were formed to make music in the studio, to put out some cool stuff as a hobby, really. Greg Spotten was trained as an archaeologist, and he didn't end up becoming a full-time musician until like the middle of the 2000s. The band had been around for more than a decade. And so as Nick D joins the band and David Longden joined the band, and they got more and more and more material, they started doing touring. So that's kind of why they're new to a lot of people, but they've got a ton of back catalog stuff that's really, really wonderful music. Excellent. Yeah, Ricky, we've got two editors that are going through it right now. Yeah, yeah. I don't envy them either. So, friends, I need to say thank you for your time today, because I need to get prepared for our Doug on Demand that's coming up in about half an hour. Let's see. Toku, can you do the OST for, wow, what is that? How do I pronounce that? Kyoru Sentai Zyuranger, which became the first season of MMPR. Um, I'll take a look. Thank you for putting that in there. I'll look it up. I don't know what any of those words mean, except for OST. Um, I haven't heard "Hail to the Thief" yet by Radiohead. Not yet. Wonderful. Yeah, Observer recap. Here's what we're up to today. Thank y'all. Really, thank you for coming on today and hanging out with me. Here's what I got this week. We have Metal Monday with Metallica. We're going to the second CD of S&M1. We've got some big time songs. Nothing Else Matters, Until It Sleeps, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Minus Human, and Wherever I May Roam coming up on Monday. There's not a Patreon drop on Tuesday, but on Wednesday we're listening to the new Streets of Minneapolis by Bruce Springsteen. And then on Friday, it's a big train Friday, y'all. On Patreon, the new album Woodcut will be available in its entirety with my commentary, and I'll be leading you through it. That'll be dropped on Friday. And then on the channel, on YouTube on Friday, I'll be dropping my full hour-long interview with the band. And I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, we got new Megadeth. We got new Alter Bridge. We got lots of great stuff coming out, and new Neil Morse band. There's lots of great new music that's coming out this month, y'all. So I'll try to keep up. I'll try to mix in the classic stuff with some of the new stuff and do the best we can. All right, we're gonna do it. We're going to do it. I know I want to get to Queen before too long. I know I want to get back to Rush before too long. Those are two of the bands that I really want to get back into the discography run that I've been doing with them. So look for that in the coming weeks. And that's about all I have for today, my friends. That's about all I have for today. I thank you very much for hanging out with me. Okay, I got to get rolling and get ready for the DOD. I got to get my coffee made and get everybody in the wheel and set up. So thank y'all very much for being with me. It's gonna be a big week. Y'all, promise me, you're my friends. Promise me you'll listen to this album. It's worth your time. It's worth your time. Yeah, yeah. Woodcut. It's going to be awesome. So, Metallica first up, and then we get some Bruce Springsteen, and we'll finish off the week with some big train. Council members and Doug's Angels, I will see you in about 30 minutes. And the rest of y'all, I will see you down the line. Okay? Peace, everybody. All right. Enjoy. Enjoy. There's the new Daily Doug up there. And we thank you. See you later.